As promised, this was a bit of an easier go, I hope. Basically, we've the main pieces of these overviews were to get you engaged with a variety of operating systems and get you into the high performance computing infrastructure at ASU, and hopefully getting Python installed on your system as well. And moving forward, you'll kind of have the option as to which of these you want to explore. Although in future classes, and maybe as we get to the end of this semester, you're going to definitely need to be working with the kind of heavy machinery that will be able to do large scale processing. Here at the end, I just want to make sure that you have some of these basic skills in hand. A lot of these, as I've mentioned as we go along, cheat sheets are fine. You just need to have the fluency to be able to say, okay, I understand how to use the cheat sheet, right? How to make use of these things I have. I don't expect you to remember this all at hand. Over time, you'll kind of catch on to the pieces that are useful to you. But at least at the outset, I want you to know how to make use of those cheat sheets. So in order to demonstrate that, first of all, there's the quiz. As with previous ones, if you've been taking the quizzes for each of the subsections, there are some new questions on this one that are a little tougher, but you should be fine. I'd review the materials. We don't have as much reading on this unit as we did in the previous module, but I'd still review the videos, and the most important part by far is to actually go in and do this stuff so that you have your own feeling for it. That should get you through the quiz, and you need to pass that, again, 17 out of the 20 questions correctly. And then the second part is you need to do a small demonstration project. This is something that everyone needs to do to earn this badge, and that involves finding some text online or somewhere else that you can draw in, and then apply a regular expression or some other form of sort of extraction of data using some of the tools we've engaged with. And once you've done that, you should have some kind of results. And again, this is kind of a toy example, right? So just like I did a very brief investigation of which journals or which news outlets various politicians were citing, I did the very start of that. If I'd done 5 or 6 more of those, I actually would have had a little data that I could have presented as being interesting. So, think about what kinds of questions you can ask of whatever data is out there. Check out Kaggle, check out some of the other existing data sets that you can or texts that you can draw some useful information out of by doing some matching, doing some extraction, doing some regular expressions, doing some counting, those kinds of things. And then once you have that, I need you to kind of write it up. If you're doing it in Reddit, if you're doing it in Python, you should have a notebook or a Python script of some sort. If you're doing it in Bash, if you're staying directly with grep and those tools, then you just need to explain exactly what steps you took and then what your results were. You can do that in a plain text document. But that plain text document or that notebook explaining what you did and what your results were should become part of a new project on GitHub. And so the URL you're going to share in the quiz is going to be a link to your public GitHub repository that I can go and look at. And as we move forward, we're going to be using GitHub to submit your work, not just in this class, but in other courses as well. So I want to make sure you kind of have this down as a pattern. All right, let me know if there's any questions. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing your work.